They say aging is inevitable, but weakness is not. After 60, many begin to believe that losing strength, energy, and vitality is simply a part of growing old. But what if it isn't? What if your body, even at 70 or 80, could still build muscle, still repair itself, still carry you through each day with power and grace, just by changing one small thing in your diet? For decades, we've been told that eggs are the perfect protein. Every magazine, every diet book, every fitness expert said it. Eat your eggs for muscle. But in Japan, where some of the world's longest living seniors thrive past 90, many of them eat something different, something humble, inexpensive, and surprisingly powerful. It's not exotic, not processed, and not a supplement. It's a food that helps the body rebuild muscle, protect the heart, and stay active deep into old age. Today, we explore this quiet nutritional secret, the forgotten protein source that's fueling strength and longevity long after most people give up on building muscle. Welcome, everyone, to The Longevity Mind, where science meets wisdom. I'm your host, John, and today we're honored to have Japan's legendary physician and longevity teacher, Dr. Shigeaki Hinohara. Dr. Hinohara, many people over 60 feel their bodies slowing down, weaker muscles, less stamina, more fatigue. You've often said that aging doesn't mean losing power. What do you believe truly keeps the body strong, even in our later years?
John, growing older is a natural rhythm of life, but losing strength is not nature's rule. It's our lifestyle's consequence. In Japan, I often remind my patients that the body is like a small village. Every cell, every muscle fiber, every heartbeat depends on the nourishment we give it. When we feed it poorly, the village grows tired. When we give it balance, it thrives. The problem is that people chase expensive proteins or supplements, thinking they'll rebuild what time has taken. But our elders, those who still climb mountains at 80, eat the simplest forms of protein: soy, tofu, natto, miso soup. These foods are light, plant-based, and easily absorbed. They don't burden the liver or heart. And unlike eggs, they don't raise cholesterol levels over time. Instead, they give what I call gentle strength, the kind that builds endurance and calm energy. When you eat these proteins daily, especially at night in small portions, the body begins to repair itself even as you sleep. Muscle tissue restores quietly. The metabolism becomes stable. You wake not heavy but light and clear. But this isn't just about food, it's about philosophy. In Japan, eating is not a performance. It's a ritual of gratitude. Every bite is an act of care. Seniors who live long do not eat to fill their stomachs. They eat to feed their life force. So when someone asks me, how can I stay strong at 80? I say, feed your body gently but consistently. Move with respect. Sleep with intention. That is the real secret behind strength after 60. Not eggs, not pills, but daily harmony between what we eat, how we move, and how we think about aging.
That's beautifully said, Doctor. You make it sound as if longevity isn't something we chase, but something we create through everyday simplicity.
Exactly. Longevity is not an achievement, it's a daily practice.
Dr. Hinohara, you often say that weakness after 60 isn't something nature forces upon us, but something we quietly allow. Many of us believe that growing old automatically means losing our strength, balance, or energy. Could you explain what you mean when you say that weakness is a choice, not destiny?
John, what most people call aging is often just the body reflecting the way we've lived. When we stop moving, when we eat without awareness, when we fill our days with worry instead of gratitude, the body listens and begins to fade. But the truth is that even after 60 or 70, the body still wants to grow, to heal, to renew. The muscles, the bones, the cells, they are waiting for a reason to work again. The problem is that we've been told to slow down, to rest too much, to treat age like a limitation. In Japan, our elders think differently. They believe that movement is medicine, that small daily actions like walking to the garden, sweeping the floor, or tending to plants are not chores. They are life itself. You see, muscles don't grow only in gyms. They grow in everyday purpose. When I was younger, I met an 80-year-old fisherman in Okinawa who still woke before dawn to mend his nets. His hands were strong, his back was straight, his voice calm. I asked him what kept him so active, and he said, "Doctor, if I stop moving, the sea will forget me." That sentence stayed with me for decades. It reminded me that the human body, like the sea, thrives on rhythm. Once we lose rhythm, we begin to weaken. So when someone tells me they're tired at 70, I ask them, what rhythm have you lost? It's not age that makes us frail, John. It's the absence of curiosity, the absence of daily motion, the absence of small joys. Even a few minutes of stretching, slow walking after meals, or cooking your own food keeps the inner fire alive. Muscles respond not only to exercise but to intention. They recognize when you want to live fully. The body may age, but the will can stay young forever if you choose to treat every day as a practice in staying alive, not just existing.
Dr. Hinohara, so many of us have been taught that eggs are the gold standard for building muscle and strength, especially as we age. But you've mentioned that in Japan, elders often turn to lighter, plant-based proteins instead, foods like tofu and soy. Why do you believe these simple, affordable proteins are better for longevity than something like eggs?
John, it's an interesting thing. The modern world often confuses strength with heaviness. People believe that the more protein they consume, the stronger they will become. But real strength is not about quantity. It's about balance and absorption. The human body, especially after 60, changes in how it digests, how it processes fats, and how it restores tissue. Many animal proteins, while rich, become heavy for the liver, the kidneys, and the heart. Eggs, for instance, are nutritious, but they also bring cholesterol and density that the aging body no longer needs in such amounts. Our elders in Japan learned this long before science confirmed it. They replaced heaviness with lightness, not through supplements or trends, but through centuries of simple eating. Soy, tofu, and fermented proteins like natto or miso carry what I call living strength. They are easy to digest, gentle on the system, yet full of amino acids that the muscles recognize and use efficiently. When you eat them, the body feels supported, not burdened. These foods do not just build tissue, they calm inflammation, they balance hormones, and they support endurance rather than bulk. And endurance is what longevity truly needs. The quiet, consistent energy to move through the day without fatigue or stiffness. I've met countless elders who eat a bowl of miso soup every morning and a small piece of tofu at dinner. They do not overeat. They never chase protein shakes or high-calorie meals, yet they walk faster, stand straighter, and heal quicker than many younger people. Their bodies have become tuned instruments, strong but light, active but peaceful. In Japanese philosophy, we believe food should feel like sunlight, not like a storm inside the body. When you choose proteins that give life without strain, you begin to experience what we call shizen no chikara, the natural power that flows effortlessly from within. That is the kind of strength that sustains you into your 80s and beyond.
Dr. Hinohara, you've spoken before about how important the evening meal is for recovery and muscle health, especially for people over 60. Many of us are told to eat more during the day and less at night, yet you suggest that a light portion of protein before sleep can actually help the body repair and grow stronger. Could you explain how that works and why the timing of food matters so much as we age?
John, the body is a living rhythm. It follows cycles of activity and rest just like the sun and the moon. During the day, the body burns, moves, and spends energy. During the night, it restores, repairs, and rebuilds what was lost. But many people, especially as they grow older, forget to support that second half of the rhythm, the healing phase. They eat large meals late at night or skip dinner entirely, forcing the body either into struggle or starvation while it should be calmly restoring itself. In Japan, our elders learned that the secret is not to eat more or less, but to eat wisely. A small balanced portion of light protein before sleep acts like gentle fuel for the body's repair system. When you give the body something easy to digest, like a bit of tofu, miso soup, or soy milk, it begins to rebuild muscle tissue quietly through the night, without stress on the organs. Think of it like tending to a small fire. If you throw too much wood at once, the fire smothers and burns unevenly. If you feed it a little at a time, it glows steadily until morning. The same is true for our metabolism after 60. A calm, light meal allows the body to enter deep rest while still repairing. Heavy foods, meat, sugar, fried oils, disrupt that balance. They force the stomach to work all night, leaving you tired, stiff, and dull when you wake. But a gentle protein meal before bed tells the body, it's safe to rest now. You have enough to heal, That's when the magic begins. Cells rebuild, hormones regulate, inflammation settles, and you wake not heavy but clear, light, and renewed. I remember an elderly woman I once treated in Kyoto, who at 90 still climbed the temple stairs each morning. When I asked her what she ate for dinner, she smiled and said, "A bowl of rice, miso soup, and a piece of tofu. Never more." She told me that when she eats too much, her dreams grow heavy. But when she eats lightly, her dreams are soft and her mornings are peaceful. That wisdom stayed with me, because it shows how deeply our body communicates with us. The problem is not food itself. It's our disconnection from the body's rhythm. As we grow older, digestion slows and recovery takes longer, but that doesn't mean we cannot thrive. It means we must cooperate with the body's natural timing. Eating light, eating early, and giving it just enough gentle protein to rebuild. That is the art of nighttime recovery. In Japan, we call it Yowa no Iashi, the healing of the night. It is not a scientific trick, but a daily practice of respect. A quiet conversation with the body that says, "You've worked hard today, now let me help you heal."
Dr. Hinohara, you've often said that real longevity doesn't come from medicine or miracle foods, but from harmony, a balance between the body, mind, and spirit. In a world where everyone is chasing quick fixes and supplements, what does that harmony really look like in daily life, especially for someone growing older?
John, harmony is not something you can buy or achieve in a day. It's a quiet rhythm you cultivate through small, consistent choices. The body, the mind, and the spirit are not separate parts. They are threads of the same fabric. When one weakens, the whole pattern loses strength. Most people today think health is only about food or exercise, but real health begins with how we live every moment. When you eat with gratitude, the food nourishes more than your muscles, it feeds your heart. When you move with awareness, the body becomes not only strong but graceful. When you rest with peace in your mind, sleep becomes healing instead of escape. This is harmony, a state where every action, no matter how ordinary, supports life instead of draining it. In Japan, our elders live by simple philosophies. They rise early not because they must, but because they wish to greet the morning. They take walks not to burn calories, but to feel the air and the sunlight. They eat small meals but with deep appreciation, chewing slowly, never rushing. They see each gesture, pouring tea, washing rice, tending a plant, as a form of meditation. Through this way of living, the body remains active, the mind remains calm, and the heart remains open. That is the true foundation of longevity. I remember an old gardener I once met who was still working at 85. I asked him how he kept his energy so steady. And he said, "Doctor, the trees never hurry, yet they grow every day. That is harmony. The understanding that life moves at its own pace, and our job is not to control it, but to flow with it. When you align your life with that flow, eating mindfully, moving daily, resting with gratitude, aging stops feeling like decline and starts feeling like deepening. You don't just live longer. You live more fully, more quietly, more beautifully."
Dr. Hinohara, your words remind us that health isn't about resisting age, it's about living with grace inside it.
Yes, John. Growing old is not a battle to be won, but a song to be sung softly each day. Care for your body as you would a dear friend. Move gently, eat gratefully, and keep your heart light. When you live with awareness, every breath becomes healing, every meal becomes medicine, and every sunrise becomes a gift.
Beautifully said, Doctor. If this message touched you, subscribe and stay with us. Your journey to a longer, calmer life continues here.